Welcome to Dad Bods and Touchdowns.
Hey, thank you for joining us on another episode of Dad Bods and Touchdowns. We took a week off after the end of the NFL season, which seen Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks win a Super Bowl. Great defensive game. Darnold became the first quarterback out of his draft class to win a Super Bowl. We witnessed Drake May, Erick's wonderful favorite quarterback of all time of that draft class, face a top-notch defense, and let's face it, he struggled in that first half. They netted under 60 yards in the first half of a Super Bowl. Pretty sad. Erick, what's your thoughts on the game real quick?
It was a good defensive game. I mean, it wasn't the best Super Bowl in the world, obviously, but it was a good game. I was happy that the true Drake May came out, and he struggled the whole game. Chad, get it right. He sucks.
He does not suck, but he definitely struggled.
No, he sucks. The real him showed up. We know the truth now. I mean, it is fine. But, it was good. I mean, overall, the defense showed up, and we knew what kind of defense Seattle had, and they just proved us right.
Right. No, I agree with you. All right. We are officially in the offseason for the NFL. February 17th, teams could start putting their tags on players. As of right now, I have not heard of anybody getting tagged. You know, there's some rumors out there who's going to be. But we're going to cover our top 10 free agents. I'll give my number 10, and Erick can give his number 10. I'll give my number 9, so on and so forth. The first one that I have as number 10 on the list for top 10 free agents would be Trey Hendrickson. He's 10 because, let's face it, last year he had the abdominal injury, he had surgery. He's 31 years old. I mean, he's going to be helpful to a team maybe for a year, maybe 2. He's not going to pull off 17 and a half sacks like he did for 2 straight years. Last year, I think he had four sacks on the season. For that reason, I got him at number 10. I still think he's got some talent, but I don't think he's top tier anymore. Who do you got at number 10 for your free agent list?
I got George Pickens. You know, he's a high-end, high-catch kind of guy, but he has a lot of attitude issues, so that's why I put him down at 10.
At number 9, I have Phillips with the Eagles. He's 26 years old. He had 5 sacks last year. It's off of what he had from his rookie season, which was 8.5. I know he's battled some injuries. Dolphins traded him to the Eagles this season. Overall, he's a good edge rusher if he can stay healthy. That's why I got him at number 9, because he can't stay healthy. Erick, who do you got at 9?
I got Malik Willis. He showed that he can take over for a team if he gets called. I think he has potential to develop into a starter. You know, he can scramble. He has a strong arm. He just needs a little bit more time being the first guy. So I think he has a lot of potential to go somewhere and contribute.
At number 8, I got Kobe Bryant with Seattle Seahawks. 7 interceptions in the last 2 seasons and part of a Super Bowl winning defense. We just talked about it. Very, very tough defense. And he was a big part of that victory there for the Super Bowl. So that's why I got him number 8. Erick, who you got?
Kenneth Walker, the MVP of the Super Bowl. He is a home run kind of running back. He cannot catch or pass block, but he definitely has a lot of upside as far as being able to run the ball. But he is going to be he's going to be 26, and he does have a little bit of mileage on him, but I think he has a lot of upsides.
All right. At number 7, I have somebody we're both very familiar with, Sean Wright, cornerback for the Chicago Bears. He is 27 years old, and he had, without a doubt, I would say his best season of his career. He's 27 years old, 5 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and he was a Pro Bowler this year. The only downside to him is he allowed more touchdowns than any other cornerback in the league. So that's why I got him at number 7. Erick?
I got Daniel Jones, Achilles injury, but he showed he could carry a team and win games before his injury. So I think he'll go somewhere and be a starter.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he's probably going to end up staying with Indy from the way it sounds, but
most likely.
Who knows? The way it rolls, and the new head coaches around the league, what was there, 10 total? I'm sure that somebody may want to pick him up. All right, number 6, I have Breece Hall, running back of the Jets. He's 24 years old. He is very, very young still. Over 1,000 yards rushing last year. He is the only bright spot for the Jets. And if I'm the Jets, I'm doing everything I can to make sure he stays with me, whether it be a franchise tag or getting him signed to a nice contract. Erick, who you got at 6?
A similar situation, best offensive interior lineman with Tyler Linderbaum. He's, stout center from Iowa who play with the Ravens. I think if the Ravens don't get him, someone's going to get a nice piece in the interior with it.
Gotcha. I'd agree. At number 5, I have somebody you already named. I've got Malik Willis at the number 5 spot at top 5 free agents out there. He's 26 years old. He's only had 6 starts. That's probably the downside of him. Playing that he's done has actually been very well. We've seen it firsthand with the Bears. We have seen mistakes from him too when it comes to taking snaps to the face. So, I mean, I think when he works with a new head coach and an offense coordinator and he is the main focus, it could be much improved. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in Miami. Who do you got number 5?
Number 5, I got old man Mike Evans. I know he's at the end of his career, but I think he has 1 or 2 good years left in the tank to give somebody a high-end number 1 pick or number 1 receiver. I know he's had a lot of injuries, and he's, like I said, in his last few years, but I think he can give a team that needs a star receiver or somebody to get some targets. So, yeah, that would be a good place for somebody that's a playoff contender.
My number 4 is a wide receiver also. It's Alec Pierce from the Colts, 25 years old. Hey, he has led the league in average yards per catch the last 2 seasons. The guys can flat out fly. I mean, speedy receiver and great hands with a great quarterback like Caleb Williams. It'd be nice to see him maybe in Chicago, but I just don't see that happening. Somebody else would be lucky enough to pick him up if the Colts don't keep him. That's who I got number 4. Eric, how about yourself?
I got Devin Lloyd. He's a do-it-all linebacker. He is in his prime. I think he has a lot of anybody that's linebacker hungry like the Bears could benefit from having a linebacker like him.
Number 3, you've already mentioned him, Kenneth Walker III, running back from the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl MVP, 25 years old, a lot of upside. The reason why I have him at 3 is because we've talked about it several times on this podcast. Running the ball is coming back. You have to have running backs. And I like to see the two-headed monster that every team tries to keep. I think the Seattle Seahawks try to keep him because of that reason. But I got him at number 3 because there's going to be a lot of teams looking at him. Who do you got at 3?
At number 3, you already said Jalen Phillips. Edge rusher is a need all over the NFL. That's why I put him so high. I think he has a lot of upside, and he can give you a lot of versatility on the edge. That's the only reason I put him up at number 3.
All right. Number 2, you've already mentioned him, Tyler Linderbaum, the center. Listen, it's about offensive linemen just like it is about your running back, and centers are hard to come by. We have seen the impact with bringing Dahlman to Chicago. I think a lot of teams are going to see that, and you're going to see him go, and he's probably going to get paid pretty well. 3 straight Pro Bowls, and he's the 4th rated center by PFF. Who do you got number 2?
Number 2, you already said it, Bryce Hall. I'm sorry. I put him so high. He is by far the best offensive weapon in free agency right now, next to Pickens, I think, just because of his, home run hitting. He's able to catch. He's able to block. He's the whole package. I know he's had injuries, but anybody that can secure him, like you said, if the Jets have to do what they got to do to keep him, he is a, do-it-all running back that you want on your team.
Absolutely. I probably would have put him up a little bit higher, being that I have a feeling that the Jets are going to keep him and that he is a little injury prone. That's the only reason why I put Kenneth Walker above him. That, and obviously Super Bowl MVP accounts for something. And number 1, you've said it, Devin Lloyd. He's in his prime right now, and he's going to get paid. You're talking about a guy with 5 interceptions, only 1.5 sacks, but he did have 74 tackles. He's a top 5 linebacker in the league, and he'll probably get paid as one too. Who do you have as your number 1?
I know
overall free agent.
You put him at 10, but no, I think Hendricks is number 1. I'm sorry. He's entering, I know his 30th, like his 30s, but I think he still has 3 or 4 years left in the tank. I think he still has got double-digit sacks in his arsenal. I think the injuries and stuff were kind of a ploy to not play for the Bengals because of how they. Now he's a free agent. I think whoever gets him is getting a dog, and I hope it's the Bears.
Yeah, I had him at 10. You had him at 1. Flip sides on that one, but let's go from talking about that to Mr. Max Crosby. Where does he land, Eric? I mean, do the Raiders not let him go? Do they give him some extra money? Money makes people happy, or are they going to trade him away and start to rebuild probably around Mendoza.
The homer in me says he comes to the Bears, especially after that podcast that we watched or shared. There's so much respect from each other. I would be happy if he could join the Bears. We'd give him DJ Moore, whoever they want with the first or whatever they decide to take.
Now, do you think that's a true landing spot?
Yeah.
Or do you think that somebody like New England, who has plenty of cap space, and
I'm
granted,
just saying,
the draft collateral is not as good because of where the draft pick is, but it's only six positions
because
higher than what the Bears are.
Because of his age, you're giving up like a DJ Moore and a first and maybe a second or third for next year. I mean, that seems relevant or fair. I think as far as contract, DJ and his contract are similar, so we wouldn't be losing or gaining very much. I think it's a realistic thing, but somebody will overpay him if they really need him and give you 2 first-round picks. I mean, it just depends on how needy or desperate team is. But I mean, like I said, if we can't get him, it's okay. I mean, but I respect him, and I, like Caleb said, he's a stud and a beast on the outside.
All right, my take is, you've heard me talk about this before. He's going to be 29 years old going into this 2026 season. A little scary for me because he had a knee injury this year. That's why the Raiders sat him. He did go in for a minor knee surgery. Whoever trades for him, he has to pass a physical, right? I mean, is he going to be able to do so? That's my first thing. If not, he's staying with the Raiders. You know what I mean? Money or not money, he's going to have to stay with the Raiders. I don't think any team's going to take a risk on the fact of, after seeing what happened in Green Bay, that with Micah Parsons, that anybody's going to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a freak accident, you're talking about a knee injury already. And now you're going to go give away, the whole team essentially for this guy. Now, with saying that, Eric, I've done a lot of deep thinking about this, and I would like to see him, even at 29, come to Chicago. You know what? Give him DJ Moore. Like you said, give him the first round pick. I'd give him the third round pick this year too. All right. So that would be the 25th overall pick and the 89th overall pick plus DJ Moore. Like you said, the salaries are going to separate each other. Max will be 29. Yeah, we've got a struggling D-line. We need help now. And I think if you have Sweat, that's going to help Sweat tremendously. I also looked at it like this. You have him for 2 years, right? You have Max Crosby for 2 years. It puts him at 31 years old. That's how old Trey Hendrickson is right now, right? You look at building in the draft. I mean, if you look at next year's draft for edge rushers, there's some talent coming out in the 2027 draft. I mean, you got Simons from Texas. You've got Stewart from Carolina. You've got Ross from Tennessee. I mean, that's just to start some of the names that they have coming out in 2027. I think that, like I said, not one first round pick. That's it. You don't go 2. You can't go 2.
No, you can't go 2.
But if you go 1 and you give up this year, you're okay on this year because you got something coming in next year to backfill that spot. Because I do not want to be in a Jared Allen situation when the Bears brought him in Chicago and it was the end of his career. You know what I mean? We don't need that kind of edge rusher. We need somebody that's actually going to be powerful every play. Max Crosby is that guy right now, and I don't think his knee will be that big of a problem. But I had to bring it up because it's always a liability.
No, 100%. I don't disagree with you, but I just think that he's hungry, and I don't know if you did or did not get pumped up watching that interview between them or the podcast between them, but they would feed off each other and have a dog on offense and have a dog on defense, and the whole team would feed off of that, and it would just be something amazing to watch. I can't wait. I want to see it happen, but like you said, it's a who knows kind of thing,
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be who puts up the most. But then again, it may be one of those situations where they respect Max Crosby and they're like, all right, where would you like to go? These guys are contenders and this is what they're offering. Maybe he has to sit in on the deal and agree to it too. I mean, hopefully it's a respect thing to that.
Well, when have you ever had a coach and a quarterback that people want to go play with? That's the crazy part.
Right.
I can't remember any time having that kind of situation.
No, I agree. All right, we've talked about salaries. Let's talk about what Miami already started doing this past week, freeing up almost $56 million in cap space by releasing some players. Most notable, Tyreek Hill. That's a savings of almost $23 million in cap space alone. Obviously, he's recovering from season-ending ACL surgery. He would have been what I think 11 million guaranteed for this month if they didn't get rid of him. Smart move. The other one, Bradley Chubb, they released him, saved him about 7.3 million. And then obviously you had like James Daniels and some other names that were released to fill that cap space. Is this the beginning of a new era for the Miami Dolphins?
I don't know, dude. They had one good year with Flores, and then they went downhill because they fired him. And then it feels like they can never get the coaching and the player situation all together. You know, they had one of the best high end offenses, and then they couldn't figure it out. It's Miami. I don't know. They're going to do Miami things.
When you're Miami, when you're a team and you have Dan Marino, who to me is literally one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and you can't win a Super Bowl. They did make it there, and you can't win a Super Bowl. That's saying something like about your franchise to me. And that's not negative towards Miami. I'm looking forward to probably making the trip down to Miami to watch the Bears beat them this season, this up and coming season, I should say, once I find out the dates on it. So hopefully that'll be a little field trip for me, and I'll have fun with that one for sure.
Yeah, that would be really good. Even after all those cuts, they only have 3.1 million in cap space. So I mean, they're not. In the red. They're not in the red. They're not in the red. I mean, right now it's the Vikings with 42.5 million, Cowboys with 30 million, like over the cap.
Yeah.
And then the Jags with 13 million. But imagine being the Vikings right now. That's crazy.
You know what gets me is there's actually the rumor of Max Crosby to Dallas. They can't even afford him.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah. I mean, New England would make sense only because of their cap space and the collateral they could probably give up for him. But besides that, the best fit for him is the Chicago Bears. So
I agree. I mean, the Titans right now 104 million and the Raiders 91 million. So I mean, the Raiders
and the Titans don't need Max Crosby.
No, I mean that would be pretty crazy to have him. To be fair, but they're rebuilding. I don't think Crosby wants to go there.
I'm saying that selfishly.
No,
Very selfishly.
The Patriots do have 40 million cap space, so I mean they're right in the middle. So that should be interesting to see what they end up doing. If they can get back to that Super Bowl, but I don't think they're going to have the same schedule that they did this year.
I would agree with you completely. All right, let's move on to some Bears. Probably the biggest news of it all. There is a very high possibility at this point in time now that the Chicago Bears will be building their new stadium in Hammond, Indiana. At first, it kind of tweaked me wrong. And I was like, you know what? You're the Chicago Bears. You're an Illinois team. It's even in your fight song, the pride and joy of Illinois. All right. How can you move out of Illinois? And then I thought about it. At the end of the day, it's a business. And you know what? In a business, you have to do what's best for you, whether it be funding, taxes, whatever the case may be. You have to do what's right for you as a business, not as a fan base, not as a team, but as a business. And it sucks, but I don't blame them for looking that way. How about yourself?
No, I don't disagree. You know, the amount of money they'll be saving taxes is crazy. The amount of money that they would be getting from the state is crazy. It would be, I'm sorry, dumb not to do it. You know, like you said, it's an Illinois team, it's Chicago Bears, but how many other teams have their stadiums and everything in different states or, you know, just in different towns? So it doesn't matter. You know, they're still going to be the Chicago Bears. It is what it is. But, you know, it's Illinois', you know, political side or whatever you want to say. It's just taxes and government. You know, you got to be smart with it. I get it.
Yeah. To be honest with you, because you said that, I think J.B. Pritzker got outsmarted on this one. I really do. I think he got beat where he thought that he could hold the Bears' feet to the fire. And when it came to Indiana and even Iowa, throwing out possible
that's
bills
what I'm saying. Yeah,
to bring them there.
There is a lot of, I mean, it's not even, it's a big town. There's the Amazon plants there. There's so much land that they could build it in Iowa.
Yeah.
But as far as them not doing something like that, I mean, it's just the smart way. I mean, it's frustrating because you know how much money Illinois is going to lose from losing the Chicago Bears, but they're only 20 minutes away from where their stadium is anyway.
Well,
so it's not a big.
It's only actually technically mileage wise, it's only 22 miles from the current stadium.
Exactly. And it's probably they would probably build it better where you could get there easier, transfer probably be easier. we all thought it was gonna be Arlington Heights, but now they just sold it. So it is what it is. I mean, you can't help what you can't control, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't blame them. Like I said, it's a business at the end of the day. You've got to do what you got to do. All right. Going from that rough subject. It is still a rough subject for me. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, it's still by the lakefront. It's just a little bit more the other way.
I have to look into it. I'm gonna say it anyway, even though I don't know if it's 100% true. I was listening to the score and they had mentioned that George Hallis at one point in time played football in Hammond, Indiana. So there's some kind of connection there. So I mean, at
Interesting.
least it's not completely non-bear related.
You're right. It
So
just, do it if you have to. I mean, it is what it is. But as long as we get a beautiful stadium, I mean, something like Minnesota, like I said, going to Minnesota was great. Like that stadium was awesome compared to the Soldier Field. I mean, it's night and day.
well, and the thing is, you can't. Somebody had suggested that they buy Soldier Field. You can't do that. The seating there doesn't allow you to be able to hold the capacity of what all these NFL teams do. We had the lowest attendance all year long, and you can't tell me that they weren't sold out almost every game. I
Exactly.
can tell you they were. It was just the capacity, seating capacity is not there for an
It's
NFL
not
team.
just that, it's getting it's getting transportation. I mean, if you're not, like, at the hotel that's 10 minutes away from Soldier Field, it's hard to get in and out of there. It's not easy. I don't care what anybody says, the reception sucks, the food is so-so, and it's outdated, I'm sorry. I
Was the
love
beer
my
cold?
the beer was cold though. The beer was definitely cold. I'm just saying it's just after like we're probably gonna try to go to Green Bay this year. I want to try to go to every NFC team this year, or not this year, but like every. So I want to go to Green Bay this year, see what they're all about, and then that way we can get a good idea. But I know for a fact, like you said, they're not making money, and these season ticket holders that are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna redo it." I'll take it. Fuck, dude. Like whatever. Somebody else will take those season tickets. Don't worry about that.
They'll all renew them. They're worth too much money. You know that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you finally have a good team. You have a quarterback. I mean, there's no way people aren't gonna be wanting to see that.
No, I agree. All right. We talked about top free agents and let's talk about the Bears. It's rumored out there. Matter of fact, when I was researching free agents, this guy's name came connected to every direction to the Chicago Bears, and that's Trey Hendrickson. I've given my take on him and what I think. I know you have given your take. I mean, obviously, you had him at number one for your free agent. I did have him at 10. If it came down to him or drafting an edge rusher, I'd rather draft an edge rusher, even if we had to trade next year's first round pick to move up to do so. I think that it's very important, but at 31 years old and having an abdominal injury that you had to have surgery on, is reason to be very cautious when it comes to that position and what you're willing to pay somebody. I don't really want to see Trey Hendrickson in a Bears uniform.
I still think he's got it. Yes, injuries happen. Yes, he's 31. The amount of you're kind of in this crossroad where you have 2 more years until you got to pay Caleb Williams, and he's not going to be cheap, and you're going to have to give up a lot of good players to get that. I just don't see. I mean, I totally believe in building through the draft, but at this point where we're at, it's better to have somebody proven than getting somebody that's a maybe. So that's just where I'm at for that situation.
Yeah, I just can't see giving him a lot of money and I can't see him coming cheap. You know what I mean?
I mean, he like you said, he's 31. He wants to win. He wants to compete for a championship. That's gonna be on him at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
if he wants to go lose with like he was losing with the Bengals, yeah, go for the money. But if he wants to win, he'll go to a winning team and take a little.
Yep, I agree. All right, the Bears, we've talked about salary cap. They technically right now are just under 10 million over the cap. We talked about different things. I want to talk about reworkable contracts. Who's really good candidates, what they should be looking at when it comes to restructuring. If they don't trade DJ Moore, they have to restructure him. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah. I'll just go real quick. Though this is how I would do it. I think they should extend Cole Kmet with a smaller amount. They should
Yes.
restructure Sweat. They should
Yep.
restructure more. And then there's a
I
few
think
other
you got to
people.
restructure Jonah Jackson,
Yeah, Jonah Jackson, and then
Jarrett.
you could probably do that. But after even with those 4 players, from what I read, you're going to be over 50 million if you could
Yeah,
restructure
but
it right.
and they could look at Kyler Gordon too. I mean, let's be honest. He was injured a good portion of last season. That should give you a little bit of leverage to help restructure his contract
Yeah.
and be able to free up some space too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're all on the same page here. And let's be honest, Tremaine Edmonds, if he doesn't restructure
No, he's getting
his,
released.
then he's going to get released. I mean, he won't be a Bear.
Or sorry.
I think Edwards is going to be released.
Yeah.
But I think
100%.
if Tremaine Edmonds, if he doesn't restructure, he may not be a Chicago Bear either.
Yeah, there's some wiggle room there. He's a Chicago guy. I really like him. He can play, but he has those injuries this year, so that's gonna be hard to re-sign him or not release him.
Right.
I know one of the I don't know why I always get those two confused for some stupid reason, but for sure we're letting one of them go, and then you got to remember we still got 2 safeties.
Odangbo too. Odangbo.
Odangbo. I don't know how his contract works. I don't know if you can get out of that this year.
You can restructure it at least.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be owed 20.5.
Yeah. So I mean, he's garbage. So that was a bad signing. I'm sure Allen was really wanting him because of his size and whatever, but he just was terrible. Never showed up. So
No.
we'll see.
I agree. All right, let's switch gears. We've talked some NFL. We talked the Chicago Bears. Let's talk about some UFC real quick. And also, we're going to touch base on some Real American Freestyle. Real American Freestyle 6 is coming up this Saturday, too. But let's start off with Cain Velasquez, granted parole and released this past Sunday. You know what? Let me tell you something, Eric. That man should have never been behind bars.
I agree.
Should have never been behind bars.
Nope.
So good for Cain. I'm glad to see him out, but it's sad to see that he was actually in. You know, protect our kids.
No, 100%.
Protect your kids.
Anybody that happens, I'm doing the same thing. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I would have hoped he would have hit his shot. You know, not sorry, but you know, it is what it is. You can't go after somebody's small child and think it's okay. Fuck 'em.
Absolutely. And I would think that 99.9% of the world would agree with us on that.
No, he was always my favorite fighter growing up, and he's always a dog, and it just sucked to see him get into that situation and have that happen to him. But hopefully, you know,
any guy.
Well, yeah,
period,
exactly, 100%. It just, you know, hopefully he can bounce back and, you know, take care of his beautiful family and be in a better place.
Actually, you know, I'm pretty sure behind my Chicago White Sox jersey, I got my free Cain shirt on.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, just even more. I bought myself one. I bought my wife one when they were doing it for his legal funds, and I will always support that man for what he did on that day. And 100%. You know what? I have 5 kids of my own, and I would do the same. And I know you would for your too. So, all right, let's talk about Gable Steveson. Went 3-0. Had a first round knockout again last night. Watched it. If he entered the UFC today, where would you have him ranked? Would you have him ranked in the top 10?
No, not yet. I'm sorry.
No,
he got kicked in the head, and he looked like a beginner with the striking. Once he got on top, his transitions, like I said earlier, were beautiful. His ground game looked good, but his striking's not there. He needs 3-4 more fights before he can go to the UFC.
You know, this is the thing. I agree that he wouldn't be championship material yet. I agree with that. He is definitely, if he were to step in the UFC right now, with how bad that heavyweight division is, I think he's top 10.
Were you saying? I thought you were saying like championship wise.
No. I'm saying top 10. I would have him probably in like anywhere between 8th or 9th on that top 10 list.
I mean, like we've said it 100 times. The heavyweight division's garbage right now. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. I just he couldn't fight Acosta and live the first round with him. I'm sorry. Like he's a great wrestler and everything.
Actually, what I've got here on mine, on my notes, literally from watching that fight, with the whole 43 seconds or whatever it
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
44 seconds. I was like, he took a nice head kick on Thursday night and he ate it, but he doesn't eat that head kick from Pavlovich, and he doesn't take that shot from Gan.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
he
Both
doesn't.
those guys would drop him with that head kick. So I
Even-
agree with you on that.
Even that guy with the big mouth, I forget his name. He's funny. I think he would have a hard time against that guy. It's just
Yeah.
he needs to develop his striking. He still looked like a newbie coming up inside.
Yeah.
It was good
But
to
he does
see
have
him.
nice power in his hands.
It was really good to see him to be able to take some adversity,
Yeah.
and I want to see him get into some deep water, get tested a little more. But if I was his management, I would just slow it down a little bit, not push him so fast. Because
Well, you know who's pushing him.
No, I know it's John. That's why he's looking good. But it's just like when he had his last NCAA title, he went in too cocky, and then he got beat at the end. I mean, he needs to.
Well, he
learn
took
from
some
that.
time off that I think really affected him on that.
I know that did too, but it's just I'm saying overall, he just needs to make sure that he makes his goal being a champion and take his time and don't just force it. You know what I mean? And that's when you have a bad situation like a Sage Northcutt or whatever his name is kind of situation.
Yeah. Sage was pushed way too fast. And
100%.
to be quite honest with you, I think that when you're comparing, I mean, granted, Sage was a karate champion coming into the UFC, but he was very, very young. Gable is older than what he was.
Or a Pico
coming
situation.
in.
What do you think? Like a Pico situation? I just don't want that to happen to him.
Yeah, I think Aaron Pico was pushed too fast too. I would agree with you.
Like
but I
we've
think
seen
that
it.
I think when you're looking at how those weight divisions are, I don't think any division that those two guys have been in is as soft as the heavyweight is right now for Gable to come in and fight. You know, I don't think, and don't get me wrong, he's not beating anybody in that top four right now. There's no way he does. I mean, if he does, it means he takes them down and holds them there. But to me, it's just not happening. He's not. Even Tom Aspinall, who is supposedly blind or whatever, seeing double and blah, 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 he still doesn't beat him right now.
That dude's ducking everybody. That dude's ducking everybody. They should pull his
what's funny
title.
is what did he say about John? Remember? He was calling John Jones the duck. Remember?
Yeah. No,
So-
he's ducking everybody. He felt zero guns power and was like, nope. He did get poked in the eye. That's fair. But how many pokes in the eyes we've seen and people come back? I'm just saying. It sucks. You can't see, but you got to fight through it. Like you're at the top pinnacle of everybody's expectation, and you're gonna bitch out like that. That's crazy. I'm sorry.
Well, at first I thought, okay, to be honest with you, as it went, I'm like, all right, maybe he did damage his eyes. But when Dana White came out during that press conference and was talking, and he was asked about it, and Dana's like, I got to watch what I say. I can't say anything because if I do, I'll be saying something wrong and be pissing the wrong people off.
Right.
That tells me right now that Aspinall's people were crying like bitches to him about making comments about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, I have a different look on Aspinall. I didn't think he could beat John Jones to begin with, and remember I told you that. But
No, I agreed with you. I just you know how my bias is about John Jones, but no, I agree. I agree. Aspinall just looked good for what the division is, and that's not fair. That's not a fair.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And I also thought when he fought Curtis Blades that was a pretty quick call too.
Yeah,
So-
Curtis has always been a Chicago guy, and I really like him from that. But it just he's okay. He's never wowed anybody.
No, I agree, but I think that I thought that fight was called pretty quick. That's all.
No, I agree.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's move on to UFC Fight Night. Strickland, your favorite guy now. I think he might even be under John Jones for you.
Man,
Against Anthony Hernandez. All right, I'll give my picks real quick. You give yours. I got Reese over Pereira. I got Smith over Haro. I got Spivak over Dalia. I got Costa over Ige. Neal over Medic. And Hernandez over Strickland.
well, we're almost pretty similar. I got Reese over Pereira, Smith over Ko. I got Dilaja over Spivak, Costa over Ige. I got Neal over Medic, and then Hernandez over Strickland.
Why do you got Hernandez over Strickland? Do you want to see Strickland get KO'd?
Oh yeah, dude, I would love. No, he's gonna come out with this weird, like, bunched up formation, do that weird kick thing that he does.
Yeah.
I know it's a character. I get it. He's trying to stay relevant, trying to get fights promoted. I get it. It's fine. It's just like, shut up, okay? Go beat your fighters. Actually, win your fights, and then you can talk shit.
He usually does. He does. You got to keep in mind who he has beaten. And do I?
He barely beat Costa, and I know he won against Adesanya and
Izzy at that time was one of the best there was.
I don't disagree, but it was just
I also think that he laid the blueprint on how to beat him.
Oh yeah, 100%. After that, everybody. That's why Izzy retired, because he's like, I'm over it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it like I said, and you said, I should say, his character. He is who he is. Some of it I find very entertaining. Some of it I find kind of irritating. But I guess you're going to get that from all kinds of different personalities that you have. No,
I get it. He's trying to do what's his name? He fought, what is his name? He was fighting with Usman.
Oh, Colby Covington?
Yeah, he's doing the Covington kind of thing.
No, nobody can be the people's champ. Nobody. Colby Covington is the people's champ. He is the man.
No, he's an idiot as well. It's like these three guys are the worst. Triple C, fucking Sean Strickland, and Colby Covington.
Did you just say Triple C?
He was the tackiest motherfucker of all of them, bro. With his little, he would come out with these pillows and then kick them, and then say stupid shit. And then I love Henry's. I mean, I even read his book. I like him coming up. I love Sandy Shooter, but my God, that shtick. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm embarrassed. Dude. The secondhand embarrassment was just over the top for me. I couldn't take it.
No way.
It was just
Speaking of Henry Cejudo, let's move on to Real American Freestyle 6, which is happening this Saturday out in Arizona. We're going to pick the last 4 fights that are on that card. If you have not watched it, I would suggest watching it. Some really good wrestling if you're a wrestling fan. If not a wrestling fan, give it a shot anyway. Eric, you want to give me your picks for last 4?
Do you want me to go in order or okay? I'm sorry. I'll go with Mokotov over Meredith. I know Meredith is a Olympic wrestler. He has he wrestled at where did he wrestle at? Wyoming. Yeah, I remember. He had that one. He was great, but I don't think he's got it. I got David Carr over Jenkins. This is going to be a good one.
Arman.
Yeah, Arman over.
Now you know who this Pelosi is, right?
Yeah, it's that guy that does that stuff on
Give
TikTok.
You $1,000.
Yeah. Arman should have this. I feel like he should have it, but we'll see. I know this kid is underrated. Like, he's just sneaky with it. And then we got the old man wrestling, which I think I didn't even know favors almost 50. That's crazy.
Right. What is he, 47, right?
46, yeah.
46,
yeah. Obviously, it's Cejudo. Regardless of age, I mean, he's an Olympic champion. He's always been a good wrestler. That should be easy. Yeah.
All right. We're pretty close, but I took Meredith over Makaviv. I watched, actually went through and watched some YouTube video, and Muhammad seems very, very slow at his approach and how he wrestles. I don't think that's going to be matched up well against Meredith. I did take David Carr over Bubba Jenkins. I know Bubba Jenkins gave David Taylor his very first loss in a national championship match.
Remember that.
Pinned him, actually. But,
Cradle.
But Bubba Jenkins is also, I think, 37 years old.
He is 37, yep.
Yeah. So I don't see that matching up very well with the younger Carr. Arman, I took over Pelosi. I just think that Arman, watching some of his videos of him wrestling, I just think he wins. And then I agree with you. You cannot go against Triple C, Henry Cejudo over Uriah Faber. So that's our picks for Real American Freestyle 6. Once again, like I said, if you have not watched this, jump on board, watch it. It's great wrestling. I'll have both the fight and the wrestling match watching at the same time. So it's outstanding. Eric, have you got an opportunity to watch it yet?
Yeah, I watched it. Just highlights. Chad Mendes and Henderson are also Benson Henderson are on this one.
Yeah.
My boy Zahid Valencia. I love him. He's a great wrestler.
Wrestled for Arizona.
Yes, he did. And then Jordan Oliver's wrestling in this one. You got Clay Guida starting it off versus Muggsy. I love Muggsy. I love
You know
watching
what
his
I
stuff.
would love to see is Jordan Oliver, since he's wrestling this, I would love to see Tony Ramos come out and wrestle Jordan Oliver. I don't
Right.
know if you ever had the chance to watch those two wrestle each other in college when Tony was
Who'd you say?
Tony Ramos from
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wrestled
Iowa.
for Iowa.
Yeah, that was great.
Those two, you want to talk about a great wrestling match?
I think the last time I
Those
watched them
two were
wrestle,
great.
didn't Ramos win 4-2? I think it was.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like
It was great because I remember Jordan had that crazy ankle pick and it kind of had that sweep.
yeah.
Yeah, I really like them, so that should be.
Yeah, I would love to see Tony come do this. It'd be great.
I agree.
Izzy Martinez, make it happen. Make it happen sometime.
I
wanna
want
see it.
some. He wrestled for Illinois. Jesse, I forget his last name. He was a lightweight. He had the best scrambling ever. He was a 2 times NCAA champion, and then his final year, he got third because of a shitty rotator cuff that he blew. I forget his last name. And then Imar from Illinois was really good too. I want to see him wrestle.
Yeah. Imar was very good. He was out of the state of California. Came and wrestled for Illinois. Sorry.
Illinois.
Yep. So definitely a great wrestler. Speaking of Illinois wrestling, individual state tournament going on for the boys this week. I'm sure a lot of good wrestling. It's probably all over. I have not looked at the brackets to see who won what, but I would definitely take a look at that. Have not had the opportunity. Girls state is next weekend, so down in Bloomington. So good luck to the women. That should be a lot of fun. Eric, what do you got in closing?
We appreciate everybody watching. Please like, subscribe. We're going to keep pushing. I'm excited for this UFC fights, and then the same thing with the wrestling. It's fun to see how one of our favorite sports is growing and developing, and hopefully it will grow and continue to grow. And watch, my kids that are young right now develop into good wrestlers and doing that stuff. It's gonna be fun. But we appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Yes. That we do. We do appreciate you tuning in every week. If you don't, please do subscribe to the channel. Follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. We'll be back to posting there regularly. Took a little hiatus. We took a break from both. We'll be back at it. All right. Be kind to each other. We're out. Peace.